You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Baby Daddy After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Baby Daddy After Show.
Oh my God. Yes. Welcome everybody. This is Baby Daddy. Thing is we're here doing another after show for Baby Daddy season 2, episode 7. I love this song. This is great. Okay, so thank you. I'm your host Annika, and with me is
Hi, I'm Anik Dufour.
And this was an interesting episode, guys. If you guys watched it, there's it's about the Lambi that got me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys out there can relate. Like, I'm sure every kid has that one thing that calms them down.
Right.
If they lose it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And for baby Emma, it's the Lambi.
Lammy, yeah. Or the sheep.
The
one
sheep.
or the other.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get right into it. There's 2 things going on in this episode. There's a book club with Riley and her mom and
Bonnie?
Yes, thank you. I'm like Melissa, but that's not her character name. And there's the whole adventures with Lambi. So we're gonna start with the book club first, and then go into the Lambi.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go. So I don't know if anybody out there has ever been part of a book club. Have you ever been part of a book club?
No.
Have you, Marissa?
Kind of, yes.
Have you really?
Not an official one, but it was basically like a book club.
Did you ever go to people's houses and like talk about the book?
No, we did it at school.
Oh, at school.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in this episode, they go to the girl's apartment, and they talk about the book club.
Right, they go to Riley's house
apartment
because she wants to kind of fit in. So she goes and asks them, she's like, oh, can I be in your book club? I'll have it at my house and stuff like that, my apartment and stuff.
Which is a great way to like network with people at work. You're like, well, they're doing some kind of, I guess, nice out of the work activity. So I don't know. I've never been a book club person. It looks fun. If it's a book that like I would enjoy reading,
Yeah.
But yeah, so she had these girls over. And if anyone out there has been part of a book club, please let me know if you liked it or what your thoughts were. If you were able to network through it. I mean, I don't know.
Annika obviously wants to be in a book club.
Yeah. I'm like, where are these things going on? Where can I join? Where do I sign up? How does this work? But anyway, so she had these girls over for book club. And
Bonnie's staying with her.
Yeah.
For like a week or so because her new apartment's being fumigated.
Thanks to the boys.
Right. And so she's staying again with Riley. And she's like taking her clothes, and she like ripped one of her like jackets, and then she's like, please take her away.
Yeah.
She's telling Ben to like, please, take her away. She didn't want her there.
Yes.
And so here comes Riley's mom, who
is played by the actress
Caroline Ray.
Yes.
And she's hilarious in this episode. She's hilarious in anything she does.
She's great.
Yeah. And she goes and she finds out that, Riley is having a book club. So she's like, oh, and she brings all the food like to prepare and stuff like that. She's like, I'm so happy that, you're joining something. You're just like me.
Yeah.
And then we find out that Bonnie and her kind of have Riley's mom
like
kind of have like a competition thing going on.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that they were childhood friends because the moms went to high school together. Because that's what it sounded like. They were talking about like prom king and cheerleading and bribes. And I'm like, y'all went to high school together.
Because Riley's mom dated Mr. Wheeler,
yes,
the dad, before she went out with him. And then they dated each other's pretty much like husband
boyfriends. Yeah. And one I guess we found out that Bonnie's husband left her.
Because he's gay.
Yes.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Not at all.
And I guess she's still married. Riley's parents are still technically together.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, but I wonder if the dad will come up in any episode.
I don't know.
Maybe if they ever get married.
Might be interesting.
That would be cool. So they had this competition thing from school, and the mom, you can tell, like, they were brought up very differently.
Yeah.
Because the mom's just, like, trying to, like, Riley's mom is trying to put, like, the cookies and everything, like, perfectly and trying to set up everything. And Riley's just like, okay, I'm trying to have a few people over for a book club, trying to, like, get to know people out of work. And
because it took her a while for them to, like, let her in.
Yeah. And I still don't know if, I mean, they were there.
Yeah.
There wasn't much conversation, but then again, there was too much competition going on.
Right. So they get there. They get, like, everybody, all, like, her coworkers get to the book club. And then there was just kind of, like, arguing between, because I think I can find, like, Bonnie to be kind of more laid back.
Yeah.
As opposed to Riley's
For sure.
family being a little bit more uptight.
You can even tell by, I mean, the not fashion, but their, like, clothes. Like, Bonnie was, like, kind of open shirt. She had, like, ruffled top, like, flowy. And then, like, there's Riley's mom, like, all buttoned up. You couldn't even see, like, an ounce of cleavage. And, like, a straight skirt going all the way down and, like, heels and tights. And there's Bonnie with, like, hey, I'm here, you know.
Yeah. And then the other one's a little more quiet.
Conservative.
Exactly.
And, like, pearls are around her neck. And, yeah. It's just a very different upbringing, which actually
you mentioned regarding Riley. Riley's always in cardigans.
Yeah, I did.
So, like, maybe that kind of has to do with, like, her
mom
upbringing and being a little bit more.
That makes sense. Does anyone ever else notice that? I mean, nothing's wrong with cardigans. I get it, but it's just funny how they always find it, like, no matter what she's wearing, dress, like, you know, jeans, whatever, she has some kind of cardigan on, always.
I mean, she looks good in that.
She does. There's no doubting
but it's just,
that.
I think the way they do it is just because of
her, like, upbringing, and kind of like that's her character too. She's kind of taking that from her mom, maybe. That makes sense.
So throughout the whole, like, book club, or did you have something to say?
No, go on. I was about cardigans.
Throughout the whole book club, Bonnie and I don't know, for some reason I don't know Riley's mom's name.
Perrin.
I apologize. Perrin?
Like Mrs. Perrin, because it's Riley Perrin.
Right.
Like,
Okay. They were arguing the whole time.
Yes.
And so you see Riley's coworkers just kind of sitting there feeling awkward, which anybody would be. I mean, I would feel awkward.
Yeah.
If I was supposed to be a book club talking about a book and you hear these two women fighting.
Grown women.
Exactly. Fighting over things that happen in high school.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like outside of high school and stuff. Just things that happen when the kids were growing up together.
Because you can't, at that point, one, it's awkward because you can't even chime in because you weren't even there. Two, you probably don't even know, I mean, you don't know either side. Like, you're there for your, you know, coworkers' book club. So you're just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and let them deal with it. But I got to go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were just pretty much arguing, like, the whole book club. So they eventually, her coworkers, Riley's coworkers, eventually got up and left.
I don't blame them.
And poor Riley is like, well, you know, maybe we'll see you, like, at lunch.
Yeah.
And then, like, maybe not.
Right.
Because they just left.
They just left.
Poor girl wants to fit in so badly at work. And then she gets stuck with all this situation.
She does. And while all this is going on, Mr. Lambi, which is Emma's favorite lamb toy or whatever, is lost.
Right.
They don't know what happened to it. Ben thinks the last time he saw it was in this elevator with, I don't know, some girl. Kayla.
Who lives
in 5D.
Above him.
Right above 4D, which is where the boys live. And, of course, Tucker, you know, being Tucker, is the first one to move in on her.
Right.
Kid, no kid, you know, supermodel. Tucker doesn't matter. Tucker will move in on it and try before anybody else, like, tries to get in on it. And poor guy never ends up with Tucker. Like, they always either go with Danny or Ben or none of them and still not go with Tucker.
Poor baby.
It's so sad. Tucker needs a girlfriend, guys, out there. I mean, not in real life, but I'm talking about in the episode, in this show. Give the guy a girlfriend. Give him a break. He's been rejected for too many times.
And before we continue with the lamb story, I just want to point out the whole that we ended up finding out that Riley's mom after the argument, was telling Riley how that she was kind of jealous of Bonnie because she, you know, like Riley was always of that house, and then she's kind of like the cool mom and like stuff like that.
It makes sense though, because you can still tell that she's still the cool mom, and that Riley's mom is still kind of like uptight, I guess is the word I'm trying to look for. Like, I don't know, conservative, uptight, not fun burster.
Fun burster. Party
you know those
pooper.
people where you like, you know, you go to a party and you're just like, oh, well, there just goes the fun. Like somebody just popped that balloon. Yeah. Everybody knows at least one person like that.
Yeah.
Maybe not a close friend, but just like somebody where you're like, oh, they're here.
A party pooper.
Party pooper.
Yeah.
Negative Nelly.
Yeah.
But yeah, she ended up, and then Bonnie actually heard that thing because Bonnie was pretending she was asleep.
Yeah.
And she wasn't.
And Riley's like, don't say anything.
Yeah. So I think I think Riley has, as much as Bonnie and Riley, I don't know if pretend is the right word. I don't think they hate each other by any means, but I think they just like playfully kind of knock on each other. But I think they both like, I think Riley secretly probably enjoys spending time with Bonnie more than she does her own mom.
Yeah. Because
she is fun.
Yeah.
And understands.
And then her mom, before she left, she's like, let's do something fun and go to the planetarium.
Yeah. Okay, Mom.
Poor thing. Did you want to talk about the iTunes first?
Yeah.
Cereal Buddies?
So if you guys don't know, I mean, you should know by now that Cereal Buddies is out. You guys have to go get it. We've said it a bunch at the show. We've both loved this movie.
Yes.
It's hilarious, you guys. Seriously, like I cried. I took a box of tissues and I was crying in the theater. Not because it was depressing, but because it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Girls, if you're watching this on a date, make sure your mascara is waterproof. Because you don't want to have like raccoon eyes and it's not even a sob movie. You're just like laughing so hard.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
And it has a great cast. Obviously, Maria Menounos is in it. Kathy Lee Gifford is in it.
Christopher Lloyd. Beth Bears.
It's seriously really funny. If you guys haven't seen it yet, please go to cerealbuddies.com. Download it. Watch it. You guys can watch it on Amazon. You guys can get it off that. You guys can watch it on your iPhones, iPads, take it to the gym. Let everyone be jealous that they're listening to music and you're watching a movie. What's taking you guys so long? Let's get this going.
Yeah.
Go download it, buy it, watch it, and I want to know how you liked it. Tweet us, let us know. Tweet Cereal Buddies and let them know at @cereal_buddies. Let them know. Tweet Maria, let her know how much she loved it. She'd love to find out as well. And let us know. Tweet AFTERBUZZ. Just let everybody know. Tweet your friends. Tweet random celebrities. Just tell them how much you love it.
Yeah.
It's a good time, guys. Don't forget to watch it. I want to know how you liked it. Anyways. So while we're on that, before we move on back to Lambi, while you guys are going online and getting Cereal Buddies, make sure you go and rate and comment our show on iTunes. Give us 5 stars.
Yes.
And tweet us. You guys can tweet us. We have a Twitter for this show at ABTV Baby Daddy, and then that's for Twitter for this show. And then we have our own Twitters as well. Let us know how you like it. Leave comments. We love chatting with you guys.
We have other shows as well.
We do. Mine are on hiatus, but she has other shows at the moment.
We do. I have another show, Rookie Blue, tonight, and then also AfterBuzz just pretty much covers everything.
It does.
So anything that you're into, I'm sure you'll find.
There's tons of shows. It's summertime, guys. Most people are off of school. Workloads are hopefully lighter. I don't know what you guys do out there, but watch it, enjoy, relax, have fun. It's summer. Take a break. But don't forget to rate and comment.
Yes.
Okay. Now that we got that done with, going back to Lambi, I was going to connect it. That's why I didn't mean to like cut it off.
No.
So obviously Lambi got lost. And the boys think that it's Kayla. Is that her name?
Kayla.
I want to call her 5D.
Who was on 5D because
she's
Ben
in 5D.
met her in the elevator.
Like, he meets so many. I feel like this apartment is full of like single parents, because every single time he meets someone in the elevator, it's like another single mom or like the nanny at the nursery. Like,
It just automatically works that way.
I think maybe if you're like a single guy with a really adorable, cute baby, you have a huge advantage.
Yeah, I would like an apartment building where singles, mainly guys, are at.
Yeah.
Because that would help.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he lives in New York. This show's set in New York, but it's just funny to me. I'm like, how many single parents are living in this building that are all like young and cute that he just randomly meets in elevators?
In New York.
In New York.
Because New York City, Manhattan itself is like insanely expensive.
Right. And
they all live by themselves.
And he's a bartender. I mean, like, bartenders make great money, don't get me wrong, but I guess he shares it with 3 guys. So
right.
Them
okay, but what is Kate, you know, maybe I'm thinking way too much into this episode.
What does she do
What does she do that she could afford an apartment in Manhattan?
What are all these single moms doing in Manhattan with these kids that they can afford this like lush, you know, with balconies and fire escapes? What's going on here?
I mean, is it Manhattan or is it Brooklyn?
I think it's Manhattan.
It's Manhattan?
I think so. Does anybody out there know? Let us know.
Let us know.
Manhattan, Brooklyn, where are they at? I think it's Manhattan. I don't know.
We'll find out.
So Lambi is lost.
Well, Ben had put Lambi on a leash, so he didn't lose her. And then all of a sudden, he goes in the elevator. He meets Kayla, who he like said like a little line saying, "Oh, you're on top of me," type of thing. And then he's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to say it that way." And
yes, he did.
And he sees after that. He sees that the lamb isn't on the leash anymore, and then he's like, oh my gosh, I lost it in the elevator with Kayla. So he goes down to see Kayla to see if she found a lamb, and she's like, no, and then he hears ba ba type of thing coming out. That's my lamb impression, by the way. Coming out from the door after she says no, and he goes back and knocks on the door, and then he goes to her. He's like, well, you have the lamb. And she's like, what part of, like, he's taking a nap, her son, Justin. Right. What part is Justin,
It's hard for you to understand.
He's taking a nap, exactly. And he's like, but you have my lamb. And she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, that's sheepy or something. I know. And then she, like, closes the door on him.
I love how one toy can be Lambi for one kid and sheepy for another.
I know.
And to us, and we're like, okay, it's just like, like thing that like give the toy back to the kid, let's call it a day.
Right. But it's funny because I noticed that the lamb that Ben has, that Emma has, did not do any animal sounds. Was not like bawing or
it did, because they pressed it in the beginning of the episode.
Did it?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
they pressed it in the beginning when she was like in the very like opening thing when they were like all like with her in the stroller, like he pressed it and it bowed one time.
Okay. Well, then I missed that. Okay, disregard.
It does the same. It's like the same sheep that they have.
Moving on.
It's okay. But yeah, so I just think, okay, my favorite part of this whole, like, they go on a scavenger hunt, obviously, to try to get this Lambi back. I seriously laughed so loud when Tucker decided to try to go get this lamb back because, he has this, like, hot date with this mom.
He had the date with Kayla.
Yeah. So he's like... She goes to the bedroom to check on the baby, and he's like, oh great, this is my chance to get the lamb back. He grabs the lamb, he stuffs it down his pants, like tries to throw it out at the guys, and that's when she comes back in the room and she's like, what are you doing? And he turns around and there's like this big
lamb
bulge in his pants that's like
right
making sheep sounds.
Right, and just for him to look like he's a little bit too happy to see her.
But it was just just random. Like, she was like, what are you guys doing? But in the end, they get the lamb back.
And the fact that she actually took the lamb after he put it down his pants
and gave it back to the baby.
Like, keep it.
If you want the lamb that bad to stuff your pants with it, you can have it.
Yeah.
But she didn't even ask. She's not even like, well, she's like, what are you doing? But she's not like, why do you have my child's toy in your pants? Like, this is like this. That was the first time he grabbed it, actually.
Right. The second time they broke into the house because
he couldn't get it the first time.
Right. And then all of a sudden, I completely blanked on his name. Danny comes with Emma, and then he's like, I'm Juan.
Yeah.
And this is Juanita. And then they break in and try to get the lamb, and then she catches them again. Ben gets the lamb, gets out the window.
Yeah.
And then we see them. The next scene is Riley trying to help them get,
give the lamb back.
Give the lamb back.
It's like, I felt like that was like, you know, when you're young and you're at the park or whatever, or wherever you are, and you did something wrong, your mom's like, go say sorry.
Yeah.
And like drags you to the other kid and like stands there and watches you apologize. I felt like that's exactly how that was. She was like, give it back to him. And it's like these grown men with the little sheep.
Yeah. And so and then finally Ben kind of stood up saying, I'm not giving, you know, the lamb back. I got to stand up for my daughter until she can stand up for herself. So she's like, just keep the sheep.
Like, whatever. She's like, my kid doesn't even care about it.
Right.
Would you have done the same for your child? I mean, maybe not that extreme. I don't know. Would you have been that extreme to get a sheep back?
No. I don't know.
Would you guys go through those lengths if you had a baby to get a sheep back for it? I don't know if I'd go through that length. I mean, I would go through a length for my child, but I don't know if climbing through windows to get a sheep back.
He wanted the sheep back, and they took the sheep back.
Yeah.
At the end, and they went, we're going to tell her a story again with the hippo, and what was the other toy?
It's like a monkey or something, a pink monkey.
And so they're like, oh, get Lammy. And then they like can't find him. And then it was like, well, what happened to him? So you see Tucker go and get the lamb, and then the lamb he picks up, goes, bleh, you know, like does the voice. And then Danny goes, I found it. And they were like, we're both at the same time. So you like realize that Emma's lamb was actually underneath the couch.
It was the entire time. So
Yeah.
So they didn't have to go through on an adventure. They didn't have to steal any lambs. They didn't have to break into an apartment. Tucker could have still gone on that date, but actually enjoyed it and not been trying to like steal a lamb back.
Right. It just pretty much all happened for like no reason.
No reason.
But I thought it was a funny episode.
It was a really funny episode. I like the two different stories going on. I like the book club. I like not the fights. I shouldn't say that, but I did like the fights between the two moms.
Well, because we learned about them.
We learned more about each one's like upbringing
Mm-hmm.
and that they really did know each other for a really long time. But that was our episode, guys.
Yeah. So we go to news and gossip?
Let's go to news and gossip.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
You have some news and gossip you can start off with, and then I'll go to mine.
Yes. Okay. Well, both Derek Theler and Taj Mowry actually got nominated for Teen Choice Awards.
Congrats, guys.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Derek got nominated for Choice TV Breakout Star, and Taj got nominated for Choice Scene Stealer. And the show is also nominated for Breakout Show. And so we need you guys to go vote. You can vote at teenchoiceawards.com.
Go vote for them, guys. They
Go
deserve
vote for
it.
them, yeah. So hopefully they'll win.
Yes, I think, I mean, I don't know who they're up against, who the other nominees are, but I feel like the show has a good chance,
Yes,
for sure.
definitely.
To win, and for Derek and Taj to win as well.
Yes.
So go vote. Make
Go
it
vote.
happen for them. My news and gossip, you guys all know that they got a season 3. Actually, they're starting to shoot it this week. So the cast is really excited to be back shooting. They've been kind of on a break for a while, so I'm sure they're so excited to get back in there and see everybody again and start shooting. So should be fun. Season 3 shoot starting soon.
Yay.
That's pretty much it we have for news and gossip.
Should we go to predictions?
Let's go to predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
Do you want to start?
I don't know. I don't really have any predictions. I just think that the whole situation with Riley and Ben and Danny are just going to keep on going in full circle. I think we're going to see Fitch again.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it's going to go. Maybe they'll break up. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe she's like, long distance is not for me.
Because he's been MIA for a few
Right,
episodes already.
right.
She hasn't mentioned him, Skyped with him, chatted with him.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll get an end to that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with this episode, there's nothing like left to continue off of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think, honestly, we're gonna see Kayla again. I think the guys are really gonna leave her alone. However, I think there'll definitely be more girls they'll find in the building with babies.
I want to see Tucker get like
I do.
a girl.
Seriously, writers, if you guys are listening, give this guy a poor break.
Yeah.
He's been rejected by models. He's been rejected by non-models.
Well, he was actually rejected by the models.
Yeah, he was. Because they didn't want to go out with him.
Yeah, but he still had his little date. He still had his little night.
Okay, but
But still.
he needs a
needs a
girl.
girlfriend.
Like, maybe for more than one episode.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see that. I don't think that we're going to see Kayla again. And I hope that things go on with Danny and Riley more. I'll be excited to see. That's our show, guys. Thank you for watching. Where can they find you?
Hi, I'm Anik Dufour, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JustAnik, and my website, AnikDufour.com.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that under my Twitter's at Annika_Michelle and my website, AnikaMichelle.com. And don't forget to go to our shows, Twitter at ABTV Baby Daddy, and tweet us.
Yes.
Thanks,
From
guys.
Bing.com, executive producers Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.